There are very few flowers that produce as much color in the shade as begonias. That makes them one of my very favorite flowers because they produce flowers all summer long. So once they start to bloom, usually around the end of May, first part of June, they will bloom and bloom and bloom until fall, until it freezes, and just the most vibrant colors, tons of flowers, and they can do it in full shade. So if you got a lot of shady areas in your yard, the begonias are a great plant for you to do. They come in a lot of different colors and shapes as well too. So these up here, these are called carnation flowered or ruffled begonias. So they've got a real ruffle carnation look to them. A lot of different colors, you know, oranges, salmons, pinks, very pretty. But then they also come in a rose form. So these particular ones right here, this apricot one, if you take a look at this one right here, beautiful color, but more of a rose shape to the flower. And so instead of having the rippled edges to it, it looks more like a rose flower. But these flowers, the pictures are beautiful, but they really don't do them justice. Sometimes the flowers will be, you know, almost as big as a baseball to a softball size. So huge flowers on the begonias, and the colors are just vibrant in the shade. One of my favorite ones is one down here, and it's actually this pink with the white edge. This is called a picotee lace, and so it's got just that white right around the edges of the flower. Very, very pretty. And begonias also come in a hanging basket as well too. So if you want to have some beautiful shade hanging baskets, the begonias do a really great job in the shade as well too, and they'll just kind of cascade out of your hanging basket. But I'm going to show you how to pot some of these bulbs up because they're really easy to do. The bulbs look just like that. There's a big bud coming on that bulb as well right there. So this is an average size begonia bulb. We have them a little bit larger, and sometimes they come a little bit smaller. But there's a root side right here. So this is where all the roots have formed and will form again. But then the kind of concave area is where your buds are going to come, and there's a nice big bud right there. And so I'm going to take this one over, and we're going to go over to our planting area. We're going to pot this bulb up. I'll show you how to do it. Okay, we're going to take this pink begonia, rose form, really pretty, and I just use a regular 4-inch, 5-inch plastic pot, little drainage holes in the bottom. That always helps. Got to have good drainage on the pots. And I'm going to use my Fertilum seed starting mix, and I already opened the bag up. And seed starting mix is a really light, fluffy soil, and I'm going to show you how that looks. But we're going to fill that pot up almost to full. And see how light and fluffy that soil is. This is just a really nice mix to start seeds with. It's great for starting bulbs as well too. Holds a lot of moisture, but allows the excess to drain out. And what I like to do is just kind of make a little bit of a depression there in the soil, and I'll take the begonia, make sure you've got the buds pointing up, and just press it down into the soil. Just, you don't want to push it down in really hard, but I'll just kind of press it gently down into the soil. And you really want your soil to just kind of stay right around the surface of the bulb, right along the edge of the bulb. So right there, you want the bulb to just barely stick out above the soil, so that as you water it, I try and either water out here around the edge, or even after it gets saturated, we'll water from the bottom, let it pull the water up from the bottom, so that you don't get water puddled in here where the bud is. We definitely don't want water puddling in there, and that will make your bulb so it won't rot as much, don't get as much disease in there. It works really well. One thing I really like to do is add some mycorrhiza. This myc is a very unique product. It's a natural fungus. It's very beneficial for all kinds of plants. There's only a few plants that it doesn't work on, but it's great for bulbs. And treat the bulbs with this. You want to get this all over the root system of the bulb, and when you plant it into the soil, then the mycorrhiza will start to grow, and it will grow onto the root system of the bulb. It will help it get established quicker. It helps it pick up water. It helps it pick up nutrient, and it'll just survive with the bulb for as long as that bulb is going to be alive. And it just makes, what it does is it pulls more water and pulls more nutrient, brings it right to the plant, and then the plant that its host plant feeds it a little bit as well too. So the mycorrhiza will pick up its own it picks up nutrient and water, gives it to its host, and then the host feeds it. So they kind of work together, and it's amazing how much better your plants will do with a little bit of the mycorrhiza onto the root system. It just makes them grow like crazy and also bloom like crazy as well too. So be sure and use the mycorrhiza with your bulbs. It's great for begonias, but it's also wonderful for vegetables, flowers, shrubs, trees. It's just an excellent product. So once we get our begonia bulb treated with the mic and planted in here, we're going to water just a little bit. Get that soil nice and moist. You want to put it in a location that's not too warm, but probably around 60-65 degrees is perfect for the begonia bulbs. And best time to start those is in February and March, very late winter, early spring. And then we're going to keep those inside until we can plant those outside towards the end of May, first part of June, when we're past frost. That's the best time to get your begonia bulbs outside because they really are very tender. And you're going to put them in a very shady location, so either east side or north side of your home where they get maybe just a little bit of morning sun and then shade for the rest of the day, and that's what the begonias are going to like the best. And they'll produce flowers all summer long, gorgeous colors, tons of flowers, really big. Great plant, one of my favorites for a shady location.